Hey, what's happening, party people? It's Disco here, and we're back with another drawing video. Let's draw today. Woo! Okay, so, that aside, today I am drawing my fursona Suika, which, as you kind of saw as I faded in there, I already had the base sketch done because I started sketching it and I thought it looked okay. And so I was like, hey, why don't I record this? I haven't uploaded a video in months, so drawing is what I do. I can record that. So anyway, that's what we're going to be drawing today, and I just kind of wanted to talk about my artistic style and everything. Okay, as you can see here, I've started the lines, and I use the pen tool in Paint Tool Sci for that because it helps smoothen out my lines a little bit. And as you can see, I struggle a lot with lines anyway, just doing them over and over again. I mean, I think that's pretty standard for most digital artists, but you know, it helps me smoothen out my lines without me having to fuss over it forever. And here I'm like fussing with her eye, and you're gonna see later I end up just completely reshaping the eyes anyway, because look at that. Look, it's like, I know Suika is very derpy, but she's not quite that derpy, so I just went in and I free deformed the eye shape and fixed it. And so there we go, that looks a million times better. And here with her tongue, another thing is like, a lot of the times in my recording, I go from just doing the normal lines with the pen to using the curved line tool. Alright, and there you could see me. I was trying to use something in real life on my tablet to draw a circle, and it wasn't working, so I ended up just cutting my recording and doing it off camera, and now I've got some nice little circles that I was reshaping to fit the little paw pads. Alright, I cut out just doing the rest of the lines because that's pretty boring, and now we're just onto the colors, which is more fun anyway. And Suika, obviously, I'm not sure if anybody here follows me on Instagram or Twitter or knows me from the Aminos or TikTok maybe, but you know, if you do, then you know this character very well because I draw her all the time, but if not, this is my fursona Suika. She's very sweet and bubbly, and her name is Suika, which is the Japanese word for watermelon. So that's why she's very red and green like a watermelon. And I wanted to leave in this part doing all these little details, coloring her ears, her freckles, her tongue, her eyes, because detail work in my art is probably my most favorite thing to do. I love drawing eyes. I love doing little details more than I love drawing the whole picture as a whole. Back to what I was saying though about my fursona here. She's very sweet and kind of dumb and bubbly. Like, she's just here for a good time. You know, she's got juice on the brain. Because she's a watermelon, so she's all just like juice and seeds on the inside. And here you can see me struggling just to make the pupils match. And yes, that kind of ties into what I was just saying about her being kind of goofy, pretty ditzy. She is meant to look pretty cross-eyed. That's sort of just how I draw her, either looking kind of cross-eyed or just looking like she's seeing the most amazing thing in the world for the very first time, except that's how she looks all the time. And I love her, and I have so much fun drawing her. And here I am starting the shading, and for this particular one I'm going in with very, very dark colors to do the shadow, because you'll see later that I am going to like lower the opacity on these so that they're not quite so dark, but it just helps me really get a sense of where I'm putting the shadows if I do them very dark. And I have to say one thing about digital art, which is something I don't actually do that often. I have a Huon tablet right now that a friend really wonderfully gave to me, And I just don't do digital art that much, and sometimes I forget how much freedom you get with digital art that you do not get with traditional art, which is what I do most of the time. And here I am doing these highlights, which I love highlighting my drawings. It's probably my most favorite part. I am in love with the highlights, both in makeup and in art. And you know, some people probably think I go a little wild with it. And you'll actually see that this time I did, and I did actually go in and erase some of those highlights. And now I think it looks a little better. And here I'm going on to making the background, which is another thing I definitely feel like I miss from doing traditional art rather than digital, is just having all of this freedom to do whatever I want with the background and not being limited to what I can do with my markers. Not that I would ever trade doing art with my markers. I feel like as I get older and my hands get shakier, it's a lot easier for me to hold a pencil and control a physical pen than it is for me to use my stylus, but hopefully I'll be upgrading to a better stylus and tablet soon so I can do more digital art like this, because I actually am really happy with how this came out. And as I'm finishing it up here, just adding the outlines and the white outline on the outside, I'm really happy with how it came out, and I'm really glad it decided to record this process so I could share it with all of you guys. I actually ordered a phone tripod. So I'm actually hopefully going to be making more traditional art videos, since I do traditional art way more often. And if you want to follow me on other social media sites such as Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, you can check the description below, which every video I have my social media linked. And you can check the end of this video where I'm going to have a brand new end card that'll have all of my social media on it as well. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you'd like to see some more. But for the most part, I hope it just made you happy. You have a great day and stay beautiful. Bye-bye!